What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 40 of the ControllerCast. I am
40.
your host for this lovely Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, Euphoria Sunday. It's just a good Sunday all around. Valentine's Sunday. My God, bro, it's a Sunday all around. It's quite the Sunday. I am your host for today, Andrew Ihausen. I'm joined by Ursel Akhtar, who has a fucking sunburn, even though he should be immune to a sunburn.
Just on my nose.
Okay, just on your nose. And I am also joined by the quesarito munching Johnny Wood.
It's a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah,
not even Supreme. It's like a breakfast.
Cruncherito, burrito, taquito, breakfast molito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. Didn't ask. Anyways, Mr. Wood, how was your week?
It was pretty good. It was really chill. I was looking through my photos trying to figure out what we did this week, but
amnesia, man.
Like we did, yeah.
What? You have to look through photos to remember?
I can't remember.
Is John's life fucking memento or some shit?
No, it was
I need
really
the photos
chill.
to keep track.
It was a really chill week. We really didn't do much. What did I do? I don't know. We played Fortnite like usual a little bit, but that was mostly throughout like the day and like lunch hour time.
Just a teeny bit.
Just a teeny bit.
Finally got Spider-Man on the battle pass, so that's hype. Been working toward it for like 40 hours plus now.
40 hours.
40 hours. And then we finished Boba Fett, Mandalorian season 2.5. It was good. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit.
You can just give a little review for it.
Okay, I'll just give a little review for it now. So if you were looking for a Boba Fett story, you're not going to find it here. No, I mean, there's a few good episodes, but I would say, like, honestly, out of the 7, probably 3 of the episodes are actually good. And 2 of them involve the Mandalorian, and are mainly about the Mandalorian. So I don't know. Like, I like the first episode and seeing how like Boba Fett got out of the sand vagina that he apparently died in Return of the Jedi, episode 6. There's really not a lot. I feel like there's just not a lot to talk about. Like, the visuals were incredible.
I watched 2 of the episodes.
The visuals were great. Like, spoilers, Luke Skywalker's in it. And if you remember his CGI from like Mando, the end of Mando season 2, it looks a hell of a lot better now, actually. It's actually fucking scary how good it looks. And that was cool, seeing Luke. Grogu comes back. Everyone loves Grogu. And it's really... Did you finish it, Ursel? Did you finish the last episode? Do you care if I like just go ahead?
You can spoil it. You can spoil it. I mean, like, I saw the 2 Mandalorian / other characters focused episodes, which is episode 5 and 6. And yeah, it just it's a little strange. I mean, so also I heard in the last episode, like, Grogu and Mando get reunited. So I think it's weird because I think there's gonna be a lot of people who aren't gonna watch this show and start Mandalorian season 3 and probably see them reunited and be like, what the hell?
Right?
Because that's a pretty big development to happen in a spin-off series.
It's a really, really big development for Mandalorian, for the Mandalorian show to happen in Boba Fett. Like, I guess they just assumed everyone was going to watch it. And the reason I watched Boba Fett actually was I was hoping for Mando. So I got what I was hoping for, but also it just wasn't, I don't know. I feel like all the show did for Boba Fett as a character was make him a hell of a lot less badass. Like, Like he's a softie. Like he has some cool moments in this story, but for the most part, it's just kind of boring.
I was talking to you about this, John. I think it's weird. It's like Disney execs think that like fucking their fans can't handle more than like one thing at a time or some shit. Like they should have just kind of gone like how every other TV show in existence works, where like if there's a B plot, they mix that into like the story of the other like of the episode itself, you know? Like, you know, other shows focus on multiple characters at a time, and it's like they should have just interspliced like the events going on in between in those episodes 5 and 6 with like the Boba Fett focus episodes. Like I don't know why you have to have like 2 entire episodes that just completely detached from the title character.
Literally completely detached. Like he wasn't even in them. I don't think he was in episode 5 for maybe at the very end, like for a second.
And I gotta say, so you know how in episode 6, like Cad Bane shows up, like he kind of has like a badass sequence, like where he like walks into the town and shoots those 2 guys. Like it's funny because like I was watching that and me and Tanner were watching that, and like I knew he was a character from the Clone Wars cartoon, but like that's all I knew. But I was just like, oh okay, and Tanner was like, who the fuck was that? And like it was so funny because I saw that scene on TikTok before I watched the episode, and these guys were like there's like a reaction video. These guys were like losing their goddamn minds. They're like, no, oh my, no way, no fucking way, bro. Like when you just see them walking towards the town, like in the distance, and they're like, dude, oh my god, like they're like,
I wish I would have. I wish I would have gotten the effect of that, but
yeah, like I don't know.
I didn't watch the clone Jesus, Clone Wars series. Choking.
I mean, I thought the episodes that I watched were cool, but yeah, like kind of. I will say the Luke Skywalker deepfake definitely better than fucking that atrocity that was last season. But also the one thing is like his voice was like pretty fucking like you could kind of tell that like an AI put it together, because it sounds so fucking like it sounds so fucking like robotic. It's like, what am I going to do with him?
Yeah, almost like a very advanced Siri a little bit.
If you want to take your present from the Mandalorian, you have to forfeit being a Jedi.
What was
you must
that
choose
anyway? Dude, it's like Jedi can't have love. They can't fucking love anything. Like
what exactly happens in episode 7, like with the Grogu? Like, can you just explain it?
Yeah. So Grogu flies a fucking ship himself. I guess using the Force, and he shows up. You know that chick with the curly hair that built Mando's ship?
Yeah.
He shows up at that planet, and she's like, "What are you doing here?"
I can imagine.
And he's like, just being cute as shit. And then she was like, "Well, we need to get you to the Mandalorian." And they fly over to it's Tatooine, right?
No, it's actually Arrakis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, it's the plot of Dune.
Yeah, they're talking about spice and shit. I was like, bro, this is
It's not gonna stop the spice trade, Boba.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to, like, I get it, like the spice trade is causing violence or whatever, but I don't know. I'm sure he could have negotiated better than he did. Or something.
Also, the scene I've seen from episode 7 that's getting memed on is like that dude who like does a 360 spin before he shoots someone.
Yes. It was so cringe, dude, when I saw that. Like, I haven't even asked Casey about what she thought of that, but like when I first saw it, I was caught up in the hype of like the fact that it was like 30 minutes straight of fighting that episode, and it was pretty cool, but that, yeah, I definitely cringed a little bit.
Cringe compilation.
Yeah, it was so unnecessary. It was such an unnecessary spin move.
Let me do a 360 spin before I shoot these ops.
It was so dumb.
I'm going demon mode.
It was so dumb. And then like I don't know, the whole show is like a mix of cringe and really good shit, actually. Like there was a lot of
a good show.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. If you're a big Star Wars fan and a big Mando fan, you should watch it, or at least the last 3 episodes. But the first 4 episodes are a lot of build up for a lot of nothing. I mean, it was pretty there's like cool cameos and stuff, and I mean, other than that, it's just it really is like it feels very much like a spin-off. There's not going to be a season 2 as far as I know. I don't really see a reason for there to be a season 2.
They could barely make a full 1 season out of it.
I know. They could have made it 5 episodes or less. If they cut out the bullshit. Like there were episodes, like episode 4, I don't remember a single thing from it. It was so boring. But half the episodes were good. So
and now honestly, people that watch Mandalorian season 3 are gonna see Grogu and Mando
be like,
again, and
what
be
the
like,
hell?
They're gonna be like, Shraggy?
Shraggy? How did that happen?
Yeah, what?
But yeah, I don't know. It was okay. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6. If I were being generous, like a 6.5. I would say 6.
So which one is it?
I'm gonna be generous and give it a 6.5 because this is a Star Wars episode. But I don't know. It was just okay. It was pretty okay. But besides finishing Boba Fett, oh wait, Ursula, did you have anything else you wanted to touch on Boba Fett or your experience with the 2 episodes?
I mean, I thought they were cool, but it's just like, I don't know, like why not just save the stuff from Mandalorian season 3 or like,
yeah.
Literally just you could have avoided the memes of Boba Fett not being a character in his own show by just literally editing those sequences into like the rest of the episodes. I don't know, kind of a silly move in my opinion in terms of like editing. But I mean, yeah, I can't give a rating on it because I saw the two non Boba Fett episodes. So
and those were the 2 best episodes. So
yeah, I mean they're entertaining. I will say the 6th episode I had a little harder time following along with certain plot points, but like episode 5 was a nice little they put that episode out like in between Mandalorian season 2 and 3, like that could have been a good like standalone episode. But
I agree.
I don't know, like
just like a little taste of Mando to get us hyped up for season 3.
Yeah, which I'm curious when that's gonna drop. Is that supposed to be next, like this winter, this December? Like I think
it's gonna be this coming fall, actually.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'll watch it. Even though I think, I mean, I enjoy Mandalorian. Like I
like Mandalorian because he's such a fucking badass, but he's less of a badass in this one. He's less of a badass in like episode 7. Like he fought a giant worm in Mandalorian, and then in Boba Fett, he's having trouble fighting like less enemies than he'll deal with by himself.
I do like I will say I like the imagery a lot of him, like a Mandalorian, like a bounty hunter wielding a saber. Like him wielding the dark saber, like that's pretty badass. Like the poster they put out of like him like standing in the sand or whatever with like the dark saber, like that's pretty badass. So
it's dope. And the final fight, I would recommend watching episode 7 because some of the final fights are really cool. Like the main enemies are like giant droidicas, literally giant fucking droidicas that like you can't break the shield on them with blasters or the dark saber. So it's like, what does he do? What do they do? It's pretty lit. But everything else about the show besides like the last 3 episodes is mid.
There you go. Breaking tradition. We snuck in a current events topic into how we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I got hyped about the Nintendo Direct. I won't get too into that obviously because it's one of our main current events. Like I said, played some Fortnite, watched Peacemaker. There's one more episode till the season finale, or the next week's gonna be the season finale. I actually enjoyed that shit more than I did do Boba. I think it's better than Boba Fett. Casey and I went to Big Fred's yesterday, had an entire pizza to myself, so that was fire. Dude, it was so good. Have you had Big Fred's, Ursula?
I have had Big Fred's, but like once or twice.
It's
twice. I've had it twice.
It's very stummy-wummy, ache-inducing, but it was worth it. Also had Hoo Hot on Friday. Hung out with my grandparents. And gave Casey her Valentine's Day stuff. Highly recommend Love Pop. Those Love Pop cards are dope. And I
highly recommend celebrating Valentine's Day.
Highly recommend it. It's pretty good.
Probably a good idea.
I think it's a meme that I say highly recommend something every episode, but highly recommend Love Pop. Like I got her this Nightmare Before Christmas set that has like a card and then it has a paper bouquet, and it's fucking sweet. But yeah, I mean that was pretty much it.
Yeah, guys, here's a Valentine's Day recommendation when the episode comes out 5 hours before Valentine's Day.
Yeah. But I mean Mother's Day, Father's Day, maybe not Father's Day, Mother's Day. Yeah, Father's Day even. I would get my dad a card from Love Pop. It's dope. They're really cool.
Great son.
Don't get Love Pop. No paid endorsement. No free endorsements on that. If you want us to promote you, you fucking pay us.
We're not recommending shit.
Yeah, fuck Love Pop.
This episode is, however, brought to you by Squarespace. Okay.
Yeah.
Squarespace is great.
Ursel, what's been going on with you? The man who lost all of the wind in his lungs yesterday, apparently.
Yes. I'm trying to think what we even did this. Yeah, I watched those 2 episodes of Boba Fett, which were fine. Been playing a little bit unexpectedly playing a little bit of Dying Light 2, which is I mean it's fun. It's nothing like to write home about, but it's a cool like fun game. Like it's like if people don't know, it's like an open world zombie game, but you can like do parkour in it, and it's like first person, so it's kind of like just mindless goofy fun. But it's got a pretty cool like day night cycle where like once it goes nighttime, like you're pretty much like you have to pretty much fight for your fucking life. Like everything, all the crazy zombies are out at night, and you have to just like, you know, if you get caught, you have to pretty much do a mad dash to like a safe house with just to like survive. And I mean it's pretty fun. But yeah, nothing crazy. And really like, I mean, I'm not planning on beating it or anything. I'm gonna return it like Monday or Tuesday just so I can get like Horizon Forbidden West probably, and Elden Ring, just save spots in my like renting for that. Besides that, I also had pizza. I had Lumalnati's. I don't know if anyone has had that. It's essentially the main competitor to Giordano's, which if people don't know what Giordano's is, it's like a Chicago deep dish pizza. And I would say I like Giordano's more, but I don't know. So for some reason, this Lumalnati's it hit different this time. It was really fucking good. And I'm a sucker for deep dish pizza, man. Like I you know, that's a debate right there. Chicago deep dish versus like New York style.
You like it deep?
Yeah, oh brother, this guy stinks.
We are an explicit pod.
I just love how cheesy deep dish is, like just the cheesy overload. And you know, there's that buttery flaky crust on that Lumalnati's. Man, I'm just getting hungry. My mouth's getting watery just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, buttery.
Buttery flaky crust, that extra crazy layer of cheese on with the sauce on top. Ooh. And it's crazy that Lumalnati's out here. But also, funny enough, Giordano's is also out here, which is funny because for some reason, every goddamn place in the country has Giordano's except Omaha, which is the place that they said Giordano's would come to first.
In like 2020.
Yeah, fuck them, those lying bastards.
Dude, Grimaldi's is actually really fire. I miss that place.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we went there. Yeah, Grimaldi's is really good too. That's a good New York slice.
How would you compare it to that? Oh yeah, I guess you can't really compare New York style to.
Yeah, it's really a preference kind of thing and the mood you're in. Sometimes I'm in the mood for New York. This week I was definitely in the mood for deep dish, and it hit. If you're in Omaha, I know a lot of our listeners are in Omaha. Check out Pizzeria Diablo in Omaha.
That place is fire.
That place is a really, really good Chicago deep dish. Whenever I come to Omaha, I don't get it every time I come to Omaha, but because it's not something I can just get by myself. I have to probably like get my family in on it or something, but that shit slaps. It just, that it's out on like 144th and like Fort or some shit.
Yeah, it's a weird area for food, but like there's a lot of good food over there actually.
Yeah, but yeah, that shit is good. Really, really good. Besides that though, yesterday I went skiing for the first time. And but yes, believe it or not, there is snow in Arizona. You just have to drive like 2 hours north to get it, and you'll be like up in the mountains. And bro, like honestly, I mean, Andrew can attest to this because I mean, Andrew, like I'm John. I know when you came, you were primarily in the city, but bro, when you get like north of Phoenix, and like bro, sometimes you could have a hard time believing that you're still in Arizona. Like that shit is like forests and mountains and shit like that, and you're like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, like Arizona is a very varied state geographically. But yeah, I went skiing and god damn, that shit is tough, bro. I'll say that. Like I was pretty much anything before lunch, I was like falling on my ass constantly, and I was not having a good time. And there'd be, and whenever you fall down, like when you're skiing, it just knocks the winds out of you, and you're just like so fucking tired when you just get, you're going 20 miles per hour and just fall on your fucking face. And I would just be like laying there for like a couple minutes. I'm like, dude, I need to just lay down. Like I am just fucked. But and then afterwards, I was like, okay, I need to eat because I haven't ate yet. So we ate lunch, and I had the most like something straight out of a fucking cafeteria, a fucking school cafeteria. I had a fucking beef brisket sandwich that was essentially a sloppy Joe with like the shittiest fries imaginable. And like that shit
In-N-Out fries.
No, I actually kind of like In-N-Out fries. I don't like these fries.
Those are school fries.
No. Yeah, that's a debate for another day. No, these fries were like this was like, imagine you like baked fries in the oven and then you let them sit for like 6 hours and then pass them out. But the most atrocious part about this fucking meal was that it was fucking $25.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I was like expecting to feast like a god when I paid that much money, dude. And then I ate it. I was just like, yeah, this is shit. So I mean, it wasn't shit. It was just something I would eat. I like the Bangton cafeteria, which I guess is shit. But after lunch, I had my aha moment, and I was actually able to ski. I was able to go down the slopes and do my thing. I was still eating shit every now and then, because essentially, like with skiing, like when you're going down a slope, you kind of have to go like left and right. Because if you're just going straight down, you're just gonna go really fucking fast and like probably eat shit. So I'm still trying to get the technique down for like kind of doing the left and right turn. But once I started getting the hang of it, it was actually a lot of fun. And now I kind of got the skiing bug. Like I definitely want to like go back again soon. I don't know if I'll have the chance to, just because I mean we're exiting winter pretty soon. Maybe are we out of winter? I don't even know.
No, it'll last till like June over here anyway.
What the fuck you on?
Nah, there are some late cold days. Nah, but officially winter's done like March 22nd or some shit.
But I've heard that there is some skiing shit in Iowa. So maybe one day when I come out there, we could do a ski trip or something, because that'd be pretty fun.
Crescent, like something, I think.
Yeah, it's Mount Crescent.
Yeah, Mount Crescent.
But also crazy, like things I did not think would happen. One, I did not think it would be as tiring as it would be, like literally just standing on skis and going down a hill and trying it's tough. And like, bro, think about this. There was snow up there, right? It's cold. It's like in the 30 degree. It's like 30 degrees. Bro, I was sweating bullets. Like I took my gloves off and they were drenched in sweat. I took off my fucking helmet, bro. Like, I mean, I sent you guys pictures. I was just sweating. Yeah. I was sweating. Like I could feel like the sweat, like it was like the drip sweat, bro.
The drip.
Yeah, the drip sweat. I could feel it like coming down my helmet. I'm like, holy shit, bro. Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know how I feel. Like, am I cold or am I hot? Like, So
that's
you know
gross.
those Playboy pictures where you see those like chicks like dudes like skiing around in their bikinis. You know, it makes sense now. I get why they do that. Because I was on the verge of like skiing around in my fucking undies, bro. It was that I was fucking sweating bullets. But pretty fun. I would definitely do it again. And who knows?
Would you
Maybe
highly recommend?
I would highly recommend it. You just have to get through the learning curve that is going to be like the first few hours where you're not going to have fun and you're just going to be falling on your ass. And I'm pretty sure I've like bruised my left ass cheek because it still hurts when I sit down. So that's good. And who knows? I think maybe I'm going to Colorado in a few weeks, so maybe I'll go skiing there. Who knows? But that's oh, and I watched obviously the movie for our main topic this week, and I watched the Nintendo Direct. But that was my week. So Andrew, full circle, back to you.
Yep, here I am. I joined the pizza hype and got pizza yesterday for lunch.
The pizza hype, the very niche
community.
Not a lot of people eat it very often.
But did you eat Detroit style? What's okay? And John, what style of pizza would you say is just Big Fred's? Is it just pizza? Like, is there style that you could correlate it to?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. It's not New York. It's not Chicago.
Isn't it like a square? Isn't that like Detroit style kind of?
Oh, Detroit style pizza is fuego.
They cut it into squares, or what you can get. Like, there's two squares in the middle essentially because it is a circle pizza. But it's not like La Casa. It's not like, I don't know.
Omaha style pizza.
La Casa,
it's Omaha style.
Lamida.
Yeah.
That's what people have said. La Casa is Omaha style pizza. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. If only one place does it, that's not Omaha style.
It's like, I think it's actually like Sicilian.
I had La Casa for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was like incredibly mid.
Yeah, you either love it to death or you don't love it.
I think just like the regular cheese at La Casa is like better than the fucking hamburger carpet pizza.
The meat
like
carpet,
that, yeah, that shit is too much. There's too much fucking hamburger on
the
there.
Ray Romano cheese.
I'll eat a large pizza there myself. I love it.
Ugh.
Yeah, because the crust is like literally like paper thin.
The crust is so good. So good. I love La Casa. Highly recommend.
Andrew's face says
highly recommend.
Anyways, yeah, this week I didn't really do a whole lot because Jordan's been busy with student teaching, but we went out to pitch for Valentine's dinner last night, which was good. And then we went to Chard to get drinks and dessert after because Chard's really cheap for all that good shit. And then we actually drove by Big Fred's last night, and I was like, I don't remember the last time I've been to Big Fred's. It was just funny why you guys went yesterday. I was like, I remember me and Jordan were like
on a whim too.
We were like, yeah, Big Fred's fucking icky.
No, it's so good. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I love it now.
Nah, but yeah, so we went out for dinner last night and then came home and kind of just we watched Jackass 3, which is a funny ass movie.
Been on the Jackass grind.
Well, it's just on TV all the time.
Because Andrew's a jackass.
I just pick it. Yeah, I'm a jackass. I love jackass.
I'm a jackass. I love jackass.
So yeah, pretty good weekend. Speaking of jackasses that are having bad Valentine's Days, Kanye, he is having a fucking atrocious Valentine's Day weekend. Even though he's got Julia Fox and they're apparently going to get married soon. He's
bro, this has been hilarious.
Bro, I'll give my opinion because I don't have many thoughts on this other than that.
Do one of us want to like share what's happened or?
Yeah, so basically, I'll go over a little bit. So if you're on the internet at all, you probably have seen that Kanye is going on a fucking rampage, like just a fucking blind rage of anger against like Pete Davidson and now Kid Cudi
and Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish and Kim K. It's like bro is fucking like assembling like an Avengers team of like enemies or some shit. Like this dude is like cutting Kid Cudi off of his down to 2 because he's friends with Pete Davidson and like fucking mad at Billie Eilish because she said something that he thought was offensive to Travis Scott. And it's like, okay, Travis, even if it was against him, he probably definitely deserves it for all that bullshit. But I mean, this dude is down. Like, he's posting like he's a fucking middle schooler that's in like some fucking.
We speak at Billy language now.
Yeah, it's fucking in some beat. Yeah, he's like,
we on
like,
that Billy pack.
Kid Cudi got cut from my album for being friends with he who shall not be named. Like motherfuckers talking like Pete Davidson's fucking Voldemort or some shit. Yeah, it's a disaster. Kanye is he always does wild shit before his albums, but I feel like this even seems extreme for him. Like the past like 12 hours have been a bad internet time for Kanye West.
Yeah. I don't know if it's even been extreme for him. I would argue that it's like just typical Kanye fare.
The worst pre-album. So at this point, it's kind of like a fucking trend. Whenever Kanye's about to drop an album, he just does some complete fuckery. And like the worst one, the worst one was definitely the red cap, in my opinion. But this one is just like the fucking it's just like cringe. Like that's like the best way to put it. It's like, and bro, there's like people that are still like writing like, okay, this is one thing I'll say, bro. Kanye fans are like so fucking obnoxious. They will dick ride this dude like till the end of the earth. Like people are still like, yeah, he's going through something.
It's fucking
bro.
Embarrassing, dude.
It's like, bro, how long can you pull the mental health card? Like, dude, like, and like, bro, how can you like shit on Kid Cudi for like, being friends with your ops or something? When, bro, like, you're friends with Drake now, and like fucking Drake and Pusha T are beefing. Like like this dude beefs with every one of his biggest collaborators. Like he beefed with Jay-Z, beefed with Kid Cudi, beefed with Drake. Like, and now, like, who would have thought 6 months ago Kid Cudi would be beefing with Kanye, and now Drake would be on fucking Kanye's side? Like, what the fuck? And yeah, it's just so dumb because it's like, bro, you're piping down Julia Fox, and it's like, why are you still complaining? You're piping down another chick, and you and your wife are divorced, and she's getting piped by someone else. It's like
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so fucking cringe what he's doing. Like, you would think he's like a fucking single, like just fucking down in the dumps motherfucker, but no, this motherfucker is piping Julia Fox, and she's like telling everybody that they're like deeply in love and gonna get married soon, and like bro is still like fucking like cutting people off his album because fucking they're friends with his ex's new boyfriend. Like, bro, what?
And he's definitely having an episode, because it's like, so like, you guys know how there's like a Kanye documentary coming out, right?
Yeah
on Netflix. I mean, I'm excited to watch it, but like that thing is done. It's like been shown at movie premieres and shit, and he's like texting the creator of the fucking film, and he's like, I'm not gonna let you clear this fucking movie unless Drake narrates the whole movie. I'm like, what?
Dude, you hated Drake like a month ago, you fuck.
Yeah. Why do you want Drake to narrate your life story? Like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And then he's posting.
I thought it was hilarious that he went after a dude with 1,000 Instagram followers, like just some Joe Schmo.
Yeah, and then he threw a stray at a fucking random on Instagram, like just putting him on blast.
Yeah,
and then like a million likes on it.
Yeah, he's posting these memes. Like, he posted one last night, which it was like, okay, hold up, I need to just pull up his fucking Instagram.
The Kanye West Civil War.
He deleted all his photos. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay, but he posted.
Damn, he must be dropping an album soon.
Yeah, like yeah, literally.
Yeah, they're all gone except the one of his kids, where he says, "Please bring my family."
Yeah,
back
so
together."
This was fucking hilarious. Last night he posted a photo. The internet has still not found a decent picture of Skeet, and it's Kanye West Civil War. And one side you have Kanye West, Drake, Julia Fox, Travis Scott, and Future. And then the other side, you have fucking Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian, Kid Cudi, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift.
What the fuck is Taylor?
And then he posted a follow photo, and it's fucking like, who will win? And it's a photo of him and Drake standing together versus fucking Kid Cudi and Pete Davidson. It's like,
dude,
okay, like, what does Drake think of all this?
Side note, why is Kanye always such a fucking sack of shit to Kid Cudi?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
He is so fucking mean to Kid Cudi throughout his whole fucking career, and it doesn't make any sense.
Honestly, what I've gathered with all this shit is like, bro, Kanye is a two-faced fuck. Like so many times I feel like people are like, bro, we were like literally hanging out yesterday and we were like tight, and then you just like hopped on like IG and just like shit all over me.
No, the funniest thing is his main like fucking like villain is like the only person that like does not give a fuck about anybody hating him. And that's fucking Pete Davidson. Because like Pete Davidson like is the one person like Kanye was spreading rumors that Pete Davidson had AIDS. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like
every song he's been putting out recently, like on a feature, he's been like, I'm gonna fucking pull up to SNL, bro. I'm gonna fucking like, kick Pete Davidson's ass, bro.
Yeah, like I remember hearing about him like telling people like Pete Davidson had AIDS, and like some of like Pete and Kanye's mutuals were like like calling Pete, he's like, bro, you have fucking AIDS, like what the hell? And he's like, what? Like,
yo, bro, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Kanye's kind of he's having a thing.
Look, Kanye, your baby mama, she belongs to the streets.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting though that I feel like celebrity relationships, they like one will die and one will be born literally immediately after. Like Kanye and Kim are getting a divorce, and then it's just like the day after, oh, I got someone new.
Julia like, Fox. Did the weekend link up Kanye and Julia Fox?
Yeah, she was fucking the weekend.
Adam Sandler.
She's fucking the weekend. She's fucking the weekend.
I wonder if the weekend is going to be like, whose side is he on? Is he on a side?
He's probably on Team Kanye, if I had to guess. I don't know.
Probably. I don't think he I don't know. Who knows? I hope he's on Donda 2 though.
Any updated expectations for Donda 2, guys?
I don't think it's going to come out anymore.
Yeah, it's never coming.
Yeah, I was texting someone yesterday. I was like, at this point, with like Kanye's mental state, it's either never coming out or it's going to be fucking heat. Just two ends of the spectrum.
Or it's going to be fucking mid like Donda was.
Yeah, it could very well be mid.
Yeah, Kanye is going off the grid.
Also, that new single, dog shit, total dog shit.
Oh, the Alicia Keys one? Or
yeah,
the
it's so one? Bad. It's so bad.
It literally just sounds like Off the Grid had a baby with Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, and he sampled a Chainsmokers song, like without their permission, I'm pretty sure, because they had a TikTok where they were like, that was surprising. I was like, what?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Chainsmokers.
Yeah, Kanye. So in conclusion, Kanye being a little childish. You know what else is childish? Nintendo. They had a direct this week.
Oh my god.
Very hastily put together not put together, but hastily like announced. Like they announced it the day before, which is kind of strange. They usually do it like 2 or 3 days before, which makes it super agonizing to fucking wait for it.
The best directs are the ones that are unexpected like this.
Yeah, and this direct, I thought it was pretty good. It had a lot of dog shit in it, but the good parts of the direct were they were servicing very small fan communities, I think. Besides the Mario Kart 8 DLC, I mean, I can go over the big things that we put down, the things that us as a podcast give a fuck about, because like, sorry if you play Xenoblade, but I don't give a single fuck about Xenoblade.
Yeah,
I also don't care about Fire Emblem. I don't care about Project Triangle Strategy. I don't care about all these dog shit Wii ports that run like shit on the Switch for some fucking reason.
Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, how's Force Unleashed look shittier than the PS3 version of Force Unleashed?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, like what? It looked like the Wii version. I was like,
dude, the Switch legitimately has way better specs than a PS3 if you really get down to it, and it just looks.
The problem is the fucking Asper who ports all of these old games is so fucking bad at what they do. Because they did a re-release of The Sims 2 like on the Mac, like the Mac 2015, and it runs so fucking like it ran better on my PC in like 2006. Like it runs like dog shit. Like Asper sucks, and I think everybody can agree that they suck if you've ever played one of their shitty remasters.
Remasters, yeah.
Port.
Just a straight
port. Fucking port. They're so bad at their job. So if you work at Asper, sorry. But the things that we give a fuck about as a podcast, we got down Kirby. Kirby's looking banging. It looks like it'll be better than Odyssey if I had to throw a little prediction out there.
It really does look way better.
It looks very imaginative and innovative. I'm not a huge fan of the Kirby 2D games, but a 3D Kirby game is very intriguing to me, especially because for whatever reason, it honestly visually looks better than Odyssey did, which is kind of surprising. I mean, not surprising because it should, because Odyssey came out almost 5 fucking years ago. But like,
well, the fact too that just from the trailer you can tell that there's a lot more depth to the gameplay.
Mouthful and there's
mode?
A lot of depth. A lot of depth.
There's
mouthful
mode. You can drive a car as Kirby. You can
you can be a vending machine, bro. You could be a vending machine.
You could just, dude. We're gonna need to pick this one up. I think all of us. I mean,
I think
I'm probably gonna buy it.
After the direct. I ended up pre-ordering the physical version, so
I need it.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks good, and I think the last like main Kirby game that came out was right when the Switch, like the January after the Switch came out, so like 2018. So they've had like a good 4 years to work on this. You can definitely tell that they have put a lot of effort into it, I think, and I hope it'll pay off, because I think Kirby in 3D is a lot more intriguing than Kirby in 2D, because I feel like Kirby in 2D is kind of slower pace. Like I played Epic Yarn, which is one of the better, like, more recent ones, and it was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. Like, it's just the 2D platformers are like kind of reserved for like indies now, because like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, total dog shit. That game sucked. Like Mario,
$60.
Mario Maker 2 is like worth the $60, but it relies heavily on fans to make the levels, which is kind of stupid. But
Kirby looks like it's worth, the new Kirby really does look like it's worth the price.
Yeah, and I like the premise of the game being like almost like a post-apocalyptic like human world that he's going through, which is very interesting to me. I'm very interested to see what
it's like King DDD's in it.
Yeah, and like Ursula said, it's not Mario, so it automatically gets 10 points taken away from its Metacritic score. So
who knows? Maybe it'll be like an 88. It's just still fire.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. The other thing I know John's very interested in, probably maybe Ursula, but Switch Sports. They finally are making a sequel to Wii Sports for the Switch.
See,
it does not have all the same games as Wii Sports. But like Mii's are back. Like it's looking. They gave like the sword fighting from Wii Sports Resort like the stupidest fucking name imaginable. I can't even remember what it was. But I remember people were like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like, I'm like, it's just like, it's literally sword fighting. Like, they gave it some dumbass name.
Here's the kicker though about Switch Sports, and I think it's the kicker for me and like half the Switch community. Does anybody have a working set of Joy-Cons anymore? Does anybody? I don't. I have 2 fucking pairs, and neither of them work, dude. Neither of them. I've flip-flopped them and shit.
How do you play Ring Fit then?
It's just like really buggy. It like doesn't register half of my moves, but
I mean, the Joy-Cons are like the worst controller ever created.
Yeah, the Joy-Cons are dog shit.
I need to send them into Nintendo, but it seems like so much effort.
Yeah, like, I just ended up buying a new pair.
I have to like ship it out and wait fucking months. I mean, I guess it's not the worst. It's better than spending $80 on a new pair, but
only one half of mine stopped working, so I only have to buy one Joy-Con.
It's always what is it? I think it's always the right one that stops working.
Yeah, the right ones are all fucked.
It was the left one for me, actually, funny enough.
One of my left ones stopped working, but both of my right ones stopped working. So I only have.
Bro, that shit's more expensive than a DualSense. What the fuck?
I know. Like, lower the damn price or something. I don't know. Maybe I wonder if the like OLED Switch and Joy-Con.
No, they're the same Joy-Cons.
They're just shit still.
Yeah, they didn't change anything of them. They're just white.
Unfortunate.
But actually, Switch Sports, they're doing an online play test next weekend for everybody with Nintendo Switch Online. You can try out the game next weekend for free. So I will definitely be jumping on that and trying it out.
You don't need like the Switch Ultimate. What is the like Ultimate family package you have?
No, you just need regular Switch Online.
Okay, sweet.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, you got a free opportunity next weekend to try it. So I will definitely be at least at least play all the events at least once and
I'm
see
hyped.
how it goes.
Just saying that they have to do like a beta test for Switch Sports. Like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Also, they have golf coming to it, but it's not coming till the fall, and this game is literally releasing in like 2 months. So
I'm so hyped for it.
that.
I don't know why they're doing that.
It is $40, so it's not like you're milking a cow to get this fucking bare bones kind of game. But I mean, I guess we'll see on the playtest how good the game actually is next week.
Maybe they'll add like more sports too with updates. That'd be pretty sweet.
I could see that.
Add baseball.
They're adding golf in the fall, right?
Yeah.
I hope they add baseball. That'd be cool.
That would be nice. But Mario Strikers, a series that has been fucking dead for like 12 years or more, honestly, is coming back, and it is looking pretty banging, if I do say so myself, as a somebody who played hundreds of hours of Mario Strikers when I was a kid. This is a very interesting game, and the fucking box art goes hard as fuck. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I know it's like more of a niche community, but for that game, because one hasn't come out in fucking God, let me look 2007. It's been 15 years since a Mario Strikers game came out. And yeah, on the Nintendo Switch subreddit, that was the highest upvoted announcement of the whole conference. So it kind of goes to show you that
high key 2022 is going to be the year of the Switch. I don't think Ragnarok is going to be enough to take over all of these announcements, especially if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year, which it definitely won't.
You think Ragnarok isn't going to top fucking Strikers?
I don't think it's going to top all.
Boy,
dude,
are you fucking kidding me?
No. Topping all of these combined, dude, the Switch is going off this year.
Hey, really as somebody who has a Switch and a PlayStation, I'm good with whatever. So, both companies seem to be having good years coming up. So I'm
gonna put a cap on that statement.
Xbox has nothing, even though they are kind of leading the charge. I feel like
they just have Starfield.
They have nothing.
I mean, I guess I'll save my thoughts after we run through these.
Oh yeah, and then the last thing that I think us as a collective give a fuck about is
Splatoon.
Shut the fuck up. The Mario Kart 8 DLC. We're not getting Mario Kart 9 until the next console, but they are doubling the size of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and giving us 48 more fucking courses.
Disappointing. Sorry.
I'm fine with it.
The price tag is reasonable, but the fact that just make another game. Dude, they've been milking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for fucking a decade by the next time a new one comes out.
Well, I mean, they don't have an incentive to make a new one when they keep selling, when this is still the top selling game of every fucking quarter.
That's so ridiculous. Yeah, but think like sales of a new one.
Yeah, but you could even you don't have to put resources into making a whole new engine and game. Two, for $25, if even 10% of the people that have it buy it, that's like $100 million in revenue right there. Like, I mean, Mario Kart 8 is fucking huge. Like, they've sold 44 million copies of the fucking game. Like, it is a massive user base.
Fucking insane.
And I mean, me and Ursula, we can try it for free. We don't even have to buy it because we're on that family plan with the expansion pass. But I mean, I don't. The only thing they could fuck up is the graphics, and I think they probably will because Nintendo can never do anything right.
I just I hope they add the Mario Kart 8, like the upside down stuff and the anti-gravity shit. Like, I really hope they add it, but it doesn't look like they are. It's looking like
and only classic. 8 courses have been announced so far. So you have Coconut Mall, banger. Choco Mountain from the DS,
banger. It's actually from the N64, I think.
Or yeah, the N64 was on the DS as well. And then you got Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart 7. So that's kind of cool. Mario Kart 7, the silent killer of the 3DS.
So good.
And then I think there's like a Tokyo map. Well, like these city maps look really cool. Like there's a Tokyo map. There's a Paris map that's coming out. Like I there's a lot of potential here. To bring some old maps that have been forgotten back to the main console, which is I think it's interesting. I do wish we're getting Mario Kart 9, but this is like the next best thing, getting basically a whole new game for $25, because 48 courses, that's a fuck ton of courses. And they're releasing in waves until the end of next year, so it'll be kind of a drip feed. But as long as they have, I mean, even there's 6 waves with 8 courses in each wave. I mean, so if we get 3 this year, 3 next year, I mean, you're getting 24 courses a year for one price. So can't complain too much. So I mean, the direct was I thought it was pretty good.
You didn't mention it, but I am gonna mention it because Splatoon is a great fucking game, and I think it's the best online multiplayer experience on the Switch.
That's not a very
that's not a very hard thing to achieve.
Yeah, no, it's not. But it's actually like there's if you've ever seen like competitive Splatoon, it's pretty dope. Like
I mean, do go hard as fuck.
It's amazing. I love Splatoon. And I don't even play the story, and I put like 45 hours into it, which is actually pretty low considering. But literally, if I had anyone to play with, you guys, I'd play a lot more. But they're adding like a survival, like a co-op survival boss fight, like stage kind of mode. I don't know. It looks really cool though. And they don't have anything like that in the previous games. So as long as it looks a lot better, and they don't mess up that survival mode, I mean, it looked fun, then I think it's going to be a banger. I'm really excited for it. I am excited for the Mario Kart 8 DLC, even though I'd like a new game with new visuals and stuff. I get it. I just wish that Nintendo wasn't... See, they make good and bad business decisions. So
I mean, from a business decision perspective, like releasing DLC to 44 million people, that's a pretty good business decision.
That everybody's gonna get. Literally everybody's gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna use that as a... Go on, Andrew, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, and like the fact that it's free for like I mean, not many people probably have the expansion pass, but the fact that it's free for that gets you, I mean, me and Arsenal don't have to pay for it unless we, I mean, probably won't keep the expansion pass after 1 year, but like, I mean, when it first initially comes out, we can try it for free and I mean, kind of get a feel for how these remasters are kind of come through.
Yeah, so I was just gonna kind of bounce off of John's point. Just I was kind of waiting for Andrew to like run through these, just so I could kind of give my thoughts on the direct. I thought it was a decent direct. I didn't think it was good or really good. Kind of off the basis that we didn't really get any updates on any of Switch's like most anticipated titles. I would have liked to see that. And I think if you maybe swapped out MK for like an MK9 announcement, I think that could have like pushed it into like the good quote unquote like direct territory. The reason why I thought it was like I didn't think it was a bad direct. I just thought it was like fine because how do I put this? I feel like it's kind of like going off of my thought that like Nintendo has been relatively like creatively stagnant for like most of their franchises this generation, where you know, it like how I'm trying to figure out how to put this. I will definitely acknowledge that these games that they announced that are going to come out will be good, but it's not something I'm like excited. Besides Kirby, okay, take away Kirby. Besides Kirby, I'm not really excited about these because they just feel like, hey, this franchise that you enjoyed from like a previous generation, here's the same shit. Like here it is again, you know? And that's kind of like, that's why it's like I can acknowledge that, yeah, these games will be good. I'm just not that excited about them because they're kind of just the same thing. I feel like repackaged onto the Switch platform. So that's kind of like where my issues with the direct kind of arose from. I mean, yeah, like we talked about like the multi-plat stuff or like the ports. Like I feel really sorry for anyone that the Switch is their main device. Like, but yeah, like it's good that we have like a little bit better of a lineup now for what's coming out for the Switch this year. Because I mean, 2021 and 2020, and 2019, and 2018 were pretty fucking dry years for the Switch. So I think this year is shaping up to probably be the best year for the Switch in terms of output, just things coming out since 2017 in terms of quantity, which is really good. But yeah, like I think I'm like the reason why I'm excited about Kirby, right, is Kirby feels like it's like a good evolution for that IP. It feels like they're really trying to advance that IP and move it in towards interesting directions. And I'm excited for Kirby. And the one pitfall I think they just need to ignore from Odyssey is the reason why I didn't love Odyssey as much as other Mario games was I feel like Odyssey didn't have enough forward momentum. I felt like Odyssey, there was a lot of, you're kind of just like I don't know, Andrew, were there like 8 hub zones, right? Like I'm trying to remember, like in Odyssey, like
I think there were like 10-ish.
Yeah, like the thing that really kind of dragged my enjoyment down of Odyssey was like kind of the grinding of those individual hub areas, like where you're kind of just in that area, like trying to collect the fucking stars. Like there wasn't forward momentum, like kind of like there was in like 3D World, where you're going to the next stage and you're seeing new mechanics and things like that play out. So I think if Kirby avoids that pitfall, I think it's going to be a really like fantastic game. But that's kind of like I think Kirby is like that point of like, it is an advancement of a franchise. And I feel like Nintendo is kind of just really like resting on their laurels. Like, hey, you like Switch, you like Wii Sports? Here it is again. You like those old Mario Kart maps? Here they are again. You like Strikers? Strikers is back. Like, without making any like meaningful advancement to those franchises, it's kind of just like comfort food to me. So it's kind of like that. It's like, yeah, they'll be good. I can acknowledge they'll be good. I'm just not that excited about that. So that's kind of like why I fit into the category of like, I think they'll be decent, but like John, to your point, like, I don't think like these combined announcements, maybe besides Kirby, I'm waiting for Kirby's reception, like is going to be something they'll overthrow like an Elden Ring or like a God of War Ragnarok or something like that. Like those big heavy hitters. Because I think these are like relatively like, I think these are all like relatively like B-level franchises for Nintendo. And they're coming back and it's like, it's cool, but
I mean, playtime wise, I feel like I would play Switch Sports, Mario Kart 8.
Because they have that replay value for sure.
Yeah. And I love games that have replay value. And I love couch co-op so much. I love that Nintendo still respects couch co-op. And Strikers will be that. Switch Sports, obviously, not get off the couch co-op, which I like. I mean, Kirby will probably be single player, and I am excited about the new Mario Kart 8 courses. I wish Splatoon would do if they did a couch co-op mode, then I would love it even more, because it really pisses me off that it's such a good multiplayer game that doesn't even have any sort of split screen functionality.
I'll also add that
I feel like Nintendo needs like one really good IP on the Switch before the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, and actually I will say, like, I've heard good things about Xenoblade. I will be kind of seeing how that plays out, because I've never played Xenoblade 1 or 2, but I saw a lot of people were excited I mean it must be a big deal considering they saved it as like the last announcement, so I think this will be a good, like definitely a better year than the past couple of years for the Switch, because the last couple of years for the Switch have been, in my opinion, awful. So I think it'll be good. Like in terms of output, and we'll kind of just go from there, I think, in my opinion. But I am excited for Kirby. Like, I know sometimes I can come off as extreme, like very negative about Nintendo. But I'll just say this: like, I try to give them, or I definitely give them their flowers when they do. Like the 2 times that we've reviewed Nintendo things on this show, like I'm pretty sure I gave them the high scores. Like I'm pretty sure I gave like Bowser Fury like a 9.5. So like when Nintendo knocks it out of the park, they really knock it out of the park. I just think that most of the time they don't. And I think good for them that they have like such a rabid fan base. But I just think, I just want them to like kind of push the envelope a little bit more, because they definitely do on the hardware end in terms of like the creativity of the hardware. I just think this generation they've been relying on the success of like previous IPs a little too much, where I do want to see like some more advancement on their franchises, because Breath of the Wild is like, I feel like the only one, you know, there's a reason why everyone like references Breath of the Wild for so many open world games. Like, you know, put that, you know, really like push the envelope for all your franchises like that. Because that's what I'd love to see, because when Nintendo does that, they're the best in the business, you know.
Dude, so that's what Wild. Yeah, it's like my probably second favorite game of all time. Like, the most fun I've had with a video game in a decade at least.
Yeah, and like so I'm kind of repeating myself over and over again, but I think these games will be good. I just think that they're not the most interesting releases that will be coming out. It's kind of like, you know exactly what you're going to be getting with these things. They're like comfort food to me. So
you know what this direct tells me though?
Not to watch directs anymore, because they spend so much time on franchises that don't sell shit.
No, this direct tells me that when they said that the Switch is halfway through its life cycle, that's probably what they're going for. That's what this direct tells me. Like, Mario Kart 8, the DLC isn't even going to be like 100% out for probably a couple of years.
End of 2023.
End of 2023.
Yeah, they're going to want to milk that for a long time. Strikers, I mean, Switch Sports, they're not going to want to like release that and the next year be like, oh, here's a new Switch, or here's a new completely new console. Like, Switch is gonna be out. I mean, it's gonna be the main
that's actually
from Nintendo for like
that's actually
3 more years at least.
Fantastic point that you put out, John, because I actually I remember, I don't know why, but I was like re-listening to one of our E3 episode actually, and Nintendo can like inadvertently like signal some of their future plans with certain announcements during these directs. Like I remember I talked about during the E3 direct about how the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy in the fall was going to be getting a streaming version pretty much signaled that there wasn't going to be a Switch Pro coming out in the fall, because why would they put out a streaming version if they're going to be releasing like a 4K device or whatever. And I think this also like applies for like Mario Kart 8 DLC, because it's like, if they're going to be releasing this DLC through fall of 2023, I mean, that pretty much signals that we're probably not going to get a follow-up to the Switch, like at the earliest of like, probably like spring 2024. So, I mean, at that, we're looking at like a 7-year lifespan for the Switch, which, I mean, I have my thoughts on, which I think that the Switch is like so outdated that they do need one. They do need like a new.
Sad. It makes me sad that we won't be able to play the sequel to Breath of the Wild in like 4K or anything until maybe 2024.
Mentally prepping for 24 FPS.
I just hope it runs well. I mean, as long as it runs at a stable 30, I can deal with it, because Breath of the Wild really did look really good, like 90% of the time.
Yeah, 30 FPS, like, I mean, look, I've talked about how I'm a 60 FPS forward, like, now, but 30 FPS, if it's done right and with the right people, it can still be good. Like, I mean, I tried to replay a little bit of Uncharted 4 like a few weeks back, and the 30 FPS even on that game is like really good. Like, honestly, it's like a really good 30 FPS. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I don't know if it was the best example for a good 30 FPS, solid 30 FPS, but
I mean, 90% of the time, I feel like it was fine. It was just like literally one area of the map that it just could not handle. The Switch couldn't handle it.
It just makes me worried about like if they are trying to push the envelope for Breath of the Wild too, like, how like is the Switch gonna start sounding like a jet engine?
I'm fine with the Switch getting hot and shit. I mean, like if they can figure it out, if they can like unlock a little tiny bit of power in that little NVIDIA chip, good developers always figure out a way toward the end of the generation to make things look way better than at the beginning, even with such limited hardware.
Yeah, but pretty much final thoughts. I thought it was a decent direct. I don't think
it was like a B, like an 8.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like
5.
I give it a B-.
I give it like 6 points, like probably 6 points, about 5, 7. I thought it was a good or decent direct. But I think that like I think what a good direct is like when they bring out the heavy hitters. You know, that's a good direct. You know, when they cut down on some of these bullshit franchise, like not bullshit franchises, these bullshit multi-platform announcements and ports. Like
like
when they really like the Kingdom Hearts streaming. Like that would have been a really.
Let me tell you one thing: we do not care,
dude. If that was native, at first I was kind of hyped, and then it was like streaming, and I was like, yeah,
bro, it's a PS2 game. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why do you need that? Is the Switch is the Switch weaker than the PS2?
Also, like, I don't know if it makes me sound like a fucking like Mario, Zelda, Pokemon like cocksucker, but like man, fuck putting Fire Emblem like in Xenoblade as the main fucking announcements. Like those franchises don't sell fucking jack shit.
People, I've heard like Ben Giebelhausen swears by Fire Emblem. He says it's really fucking good. I don't know anyone that plays Xenoblade though. I don't know a single person.
Xenoblade is sold as a franchise 5 million copies. They have like 5 fucking games, and they're like, this is the big hitter of this direct. I'm like, it's really not.
I was really, really hoping to see just a little bit more Breath of the Wild.
I I'm the most down horrendous on this fucking pod, bro. Like, I bought a Switch for Breath of the Wild, but also for fucking Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah,
I'm down horrendous. Fuck. I am down horrendous.
Maybe by 2024 you'll see it. I don't
know.
Dude,
and when they come on the direct and they're like, here's some updates to important Nintendo Switch games, and it's like Project Triangle Strategy, and I'm like, what? You fucking Octopath Traveler sold like 2 million tops over like 5 platforms. Like we do not care.
Also, I want to add that them adding a one-hit death mode in Metroid Dread. If someone kidnapped me, right, and was like, you have to beat Metroid Dread without getting hit, which is if you play Metroid Dread, it's fucking hard. Yeah, it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard when you can get hit like 30 times, bro. Or you can put this Glock to your head and blow your brains out. I would probably put a Glock to my head and blow my brains out instead of playing the one-hit mode in fucking Metroid Dread.
Is it like playing a one-hit mode in Dark Souls? I guess there probably are levels that are like one.
Dude, Metroid Dread is hard. It's hard. Like it like I'm not even trying to sound like a dick. I don't know if you guys like would be able to beat it. Like it's
I grew up on Crash Bandicoot, motherfucker.
Dude, Metroid Dread is like one of the
not the same, bro.
I know.
Not the same.
Metroid Dread is like
platformer.
Dread is one of the hardest games in the past few years. Like Tano was watching me play it. I don't usually rage at games, and I was like, what the fuck this game? This game is not a game of the year. I was like, this game fucking sucks.
Dude, I hate when obnoxiously difficult games or levels make you hate a good game.
Like the end of Mario Odyssey. Oh my fucking god, bro. That level was not even that hard. It's just that it's got like 20 stages, and if you fuck up one, you have to restart the whole thing.
Dude, even something simple like God of War had me raging at the end. Not even like the boss battle. It was just the stupid gauntlet. I hate gauntlets, dude. They're not fun. Stop adding them.
You would hate Metroid Dread, dude.
I probably would.
And I'm a huge Metroid fan. Like I love Metroid Prime fan. So like, I mean, that's why I played Dread. I mean, like I said, it's like an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's game of the year. not me level.
Yep. Yep. That was the Nintendo Direct there, buddy. And speaking of 8 out of 10s, let's get on to our main topic. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. All right, our main topic of the day, Star Wars Episode 3, known as Rise of the Empire, the Great Catastrophe, the Order 66, the movie, but most notably shown off Father's Day 2005 as Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I almost forgot the actual title of the fucking movie there.
The Creeping Fear.
The Creeping Fear, yes. George Lucas said, let's make a shitty title, drop it, let's go, baby. So this movie, this is a follow-up to our previous reviews of episodes 1 and 2, both notably complete dog shit. This movie notably not as much of complete dog shit. Also the last Star Wars movie that came out before Rogue One, and then Rogue One is the last one. So I think they left the series in a nice place. Um, my we'll go through our general thoughts. This movie's pretty old. We've all watched this probably 35 times a piece conservatively. So I mean, my general thoughts, I remember back in 2005, my my dad and his friend from college who lived in Kansas City, they actually his friend actually came to Omaha just so they could watch it together, because like, this is like the final movie, back in 20, a good old 2005. This was the final Star Wars movie ever going to be released, so this was a monumental occasion. And I remember I had a poster that my dad got because it came out Father's Day weekend, I believe. Maybe it was Mother's Day weekend, one of those two.
It was summertime.
But they had a promo poster that had Darth Vader like force choking the poster, and it said, "Who's your daddy?" And now that I look back at it, that is a very provocative fucking poster to be thrown out at a movie premiere. So I mean, the one general thought I had before I actually watched it as a kid was that I knew how it went because Lego Star Wars came out before fucking episode 3 came out, and it literally had the entire episode 3 in there from the start. So like, I mean, when I was like 7, I didn't give a shit about spoilers, but like, if I was like a grown ass adult now and like I was playing Lego Star Wars, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't be an idiot and pick it up before I watched the actual movie it's about. But damn, I was always like, shit, this is a fucking crazy ass movie. And then I finally watched it when I was little, after I'd finished on Lego Star Wars, and now I have the opinion I have today. So
yeah, I actually remember seeing this in theaters. It was a long time ago. I must have been 7 or 8. I think I was 8. No,
however old you were in May of 2005.
May of 2005, I would have been 7 then. Yeah.
You're 8, right?
No, because I turned 8 that November. So
you're born in 97.
Yeah, but
May is before November, buddy.
Yeah.
Damn, I was 6 when I watched this shit. Damn.
Yeah, you were 6. I can't believe that's crazy. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
Okay, yeah, it came out May of 2005. So it was Mother's Day weekend it came out. But they had a poster that said, "Who's your daddy?"
I remember bringing my lightsaber to the premiere. And I remember seeing old ass men actually, like, literally there. I don't know why I remember this, but the movie theater we went to, there were dudes that were like in the bed of a truck dressed up as like clone troopers or stormtroopers, and they went into the movie. Obviously that shit wouldn't fly today because of like the crazy fucking movie theater mass shootings that have happened, or like the one that did. So they're like, yeah, you can't do anything crazy in the movie theater anymore. But I remember seeing it in theaters. But most notably, I remember watching it like over and over on DVD when it came out. Fucking DVD. And especially when I was younger, I had such a fondness for this movie because I was obsessed with lightsabers. I thought they were the coolest thing, and this one had, like 30 minutes of lightsaber battles in the movie. So I loved it initially, especially when I was a kid. Watching it now, I remember it being a lot better when I was a kid. I mean, it's still probably it's still one of the better Star Wars movies, I think, without going too into it yet. But it's definitely not quite as I remember it. But I do have a major fondness for this movie because I did see Attack of the Clones as well in movie theaters, but I don't really remember it. This I do remember very vividly, and it was amazing. Like, I remember the movie, the people in the theater going crazy when they put his like helmet on, when Darth Vader got his helmet on finally. Spoilers if you haven't seen this 17-year-old movie yet.
Thank you.
Or know anything about Star Wars.
You didn't know that Anakin was Darth Vader, but no, I mean, it's a really good one. It's a really good Star Wars film, and I think This isn't even spoiling anything. It's the best of the prequels, no doubt, no doubt. But Ursula, what do you think? What were your general thoughts
Yeah,
on
kind of, a little kind of surprised to hear your guys' sentiments, because I was honestly expecting you guys to be like singing the movie's praises like right off the bat. I also remember watching this film in theaters. But I remember, I was really excited for this movie when I was in elementary school, but I was like shamed for being excited for this movie. I was called gay by many people for wanting to be excited for being excited for this film. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because back then, I guess it wasn't cool to like Star Wars back then.
Star Wars is for fucking nerds, idiot.
Yeah, but I remember the girl I was crushing on hard back then. She was like excited about it. When I told her I was excited about it, she was like geeking out with me, and I was getting hot and heavy off of that after that conversation.
Oh God, you were 6.
God, shut the fuck up! You were literally 6.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to Ariel, my first crush.
That'd be hilarious if she was
fucking
actually
the Little Mermaid, bro. Come on.
I know. That's what I always thought about. Yeah. But yeah, I do actually remember watching this movie in the theaters. This for some reason, like the movies I remember watching as a kid, like this and like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. And yeah, I had a very, very high opinion of this film for many years through the 2010s. Even like in very recent watches, like in the past couple of years, I really enjoy this film. But after this watch, yeah, I don't hold it to the same high regard that I originally held it up to. I mean, yeah, it's very similar to John's thoughts. Like it's obviously the best of the prequel trilogy, but that's not saying very much in terms of like comparison points, like because the first two are shit. And this is still like, yeah, like it's one of the better Star Wars movies, but I think now, like post sequel trilogy, my love and hype for Star Wars is so neutral now that like I can kind of view things more objectively in the franchise. And yeah, I mean, just for reference, I thought this movie was like in the 9 range before this watch. It's definitely not in that range. And yeah, that's kind of like my general thoughts. I definitely I kind of like sobered up to this movie a little bit more in this watch through.
Yeah, I mean, I think this movie specifically is the one that kind of like built my interest in like all like the lore and backstories of it, because I mean the time jump between the end of this movie and 4 is so big that like it really interests me, like the backstory and lore, even though I don't want to sit down and watch all of the Clone Wars, which I probably should. But I think like the environment, like especially Coruscant, is like the coolest fucking sci-fi city ever. Like with the flying cars, and it's just so fucking huge, and it's like all the neon lights and shit. It's so cool.
While I was watching this, I was like, bro, literally, Tatooine is Arrakis, and fucking Coruscant is fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah, I mean, when you make a sci-fi movie anyways, like you have to have a good like futuristic ass environment, and I definitely think, I mean, even though it's in the other prequels, I think at this movie, like it was like the pinnacle of like that sci-fi world building environment type stuff. So yeah, we'll just go through the movie pretty generally. I know John has a lot of specific points he put in here that we'll go over. So I mean the opening scene, I think it's cool that the opening scene kind of just jumps right into the action, and I think it's also funny that like 90% of the memes from this movie are from like the first 10 minutes of it.
I think it's probably the best opening for a Star Wars film.
Yeah, right? Yeah, definitely.
We get plenty of R2 screaming as well.
Gotta love that. Wow! Yeah, it's the whole like opening sequence until they rescue the Chancellor is like just like probably the best opening like couple chapters of any Star Wars movie.
My one complaint about the opening sequence, bro, is they do Obi-Wan dirty throughout this whole opening scene. They just play him off as like the fucking biggest idiot, like just so they can gas up Anakin, you know, for this opening. Like this dude is like sucks at flying his fucking ship and like gets knocked out by fucking Count Dooku. Then when they get trapped, it's like, what? Huh? What's smarter than this? How could this happen? What is going on?
He realized while he's acting that like his character is smarter than like what he's being fucking portrayed as.
Yeah.
And
Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, what do we do? And Anakin's like, patience. Like Anakin, like all of a sudden he's the Jedi master.
Yeah, I do think though, like this opening does set like a good it sets the tone well, I think. One I gotta say, I think the special effects right off the bat are way better than the first and second film. You can definitely notice like right off the bat.
They are insane in this movie, actually.
Yeah.
Like even looking back, like just watching it now, I was like, holy shit. Like this it could pass off for today.
Yeah. And like I think I really like, you know, I think, and it sets the tone with like him beheading fucking Count Dooku. Like kind of the, you know, I would argue that this is probably the darkest Star Wars film, you know, and that's like action right there, I feel like is like a really good tone setter for the movie. And we also get to see General Grievous for the first time in the series too, with his fucking cough and his fucking
General Grievous that's been a smoker for like 400 years.
Yeah. My dad, when we first watched it, was like, man, I really wish they would like flesh out General Grievous. He was like one of the more interesting characters. And then they made Clone Wars.
Well, that was like kind of like
always in it.
One of my gripes for the movie is like General Grievous is such a cool character, and he's kind of like, honestly, his potential is, I feel like, completely wasted in this film. We're not completely wasted, but like they could have utilized him better, I feel like. You know what I mean?
And honestly, like the fight where he dies is like so like like it's just like a boring fight. Like this motherfucker has 4 lightsabers and Obi-Wan cuts off like 3 of his fucking arms in the first like 30 seconds of their fight. And like, bro, come on, are you serious right now?
Maybe it was like a special effects limiting kind of thing that they couldn't have a lightsaber battle be as epic. But like
maybe, but it like his fight was like a fucking car chase basically. It was fucking wasted potential for an enemy that can wield 4 lightsabers at one time, turn into a fucking like tree chopper, and you fucking fight him by cut half of his fucking arms off in the first 10 seconds, and then
when I saw that scene, dude, in theaters, I was like jaw to the floor, like holy shit, what's gonna happen?
Well, I think like honestly, this might be like a thing where we kind of just jump around like with the story a lot, because like I mean, like guess just talking about General Grievous, like I mean that whole scene with him, like I think it's like this watch through this film made me really realize like, yeah, this film still has a lot of the like script and like plot issues that like kind of like that plagued the first 2 films. Like, bro, what was Obi-Wan fucking thinking when he jumped down there and said hello there to fucking General Grievous?
Hello there.
Like if General Grievous didn't want to have a fucking duel with him, dude, he would have gotten murked. There's like hundreds of fucking people looking at him right there. Like if he didn't say stop, I want to fight Obi-Wan, dude, he would have been fucking dead. Like what was his fucking plan right there? And it's like yeah, that General Grievous fight is like kind of a underwhelming, because it's like it's so badass. He pulls out the 4 arms literally with fucking John's photo is, and he does the spinning thing, and then nothing comes of the spinning move. He gets his arms chopped off fucking instantly.
Yeah, it was definitely wasted potential. And I like him as a character, dude. Like even the scenes where he isn't fighting necessarily, just his dialogue is like I don't know. It's just fun listening to him. And then like when he causes the ship to crash, or he like he escapes the ship and breaks the window in the very beginning in the opening. Like
that reminded me of the scene from episode 8 where Leia flies out the
my
window.
god.
Yeah,
that's like what I thought
remind me.
But that one, that's a cringy scene. But it's just fucking awesome. He's such a cool character, and yeah, he's done so dirty. Like He could have low key been like fleshed out as a Sith, but
yeah, he has a really like crazy like bro, like the way people go out in this movie is fucking wild. Like Count Dooku gets his head chopped off, and then fucking this dude gets his heart fucking shot and he gets set on fucking fire. Like that actually I think is a pretty badass scene.
it is badass.
Like with him getting chased and shit.
Mace Windu, the way he goes out.
Is Mace Windu dead though? Is he dead?
No, I don't think he dies. Doesn't he come back in Clone Wars?
Well, Clone Wars is set before.
There's no scenes after. Oh, yeah, I guess not. That wouldn't make sense. Otherwise, Darth Vader would be in Clone Wars. But
Darth Vader is in Clone Wars, isn't he?
I don't think so. Because it's set between episode 2 and 3.
Is there another show in between? Because I swear I've seen like
Star Wars The Bad Bitch.
I've seen like the Ashoka Darth Vader fight on YouTube. Like it's a thing.
Really?
I think that's in the sequel.
Or is that Star Wars? God, they have so many fucking animated shows. I can't even remember.
I just hate the art style. I don't want to.
I think The Bad Batch is a sequel to Clone Wars.
Well, there's.
Right?
God, I think so. Yeah,
Star Wars Rebels was also a thing.
I'm gonna have to like force myself to watch it. Honestly, the animated series.
Yeah.
Apparently, they have really good lightsaber battles too. But
oh yeah, it's in Rebels. God, I hate the art style of all those animated shows.
It's so ugly.
Bad.
It makes me
it's
not want to
so
watch
bad.
it. It's just ugly. But apparently
supposedly season 7 of the Clone Wars is set concurrently with episode 3, and a little bit after. So like
this is the worst. I mean, you expect me to watch 7 seasons of this fucker? Give me a break.
Yeah, he's just ugly.
Speaking of Anakin, just a crybaby bitch.
Again,
just a crybaby bitch, as in all the prequels. Mr. I'm the strongest man in the universe. Oh, wham, 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 wham.
Wham, wham. They won't make me a Jedi Master.
I thought, okay, didn't you? I thought that was kind of weird too. It was like, so what is the reasoning of him being on the council and he's the only one that's not a master? I was like, what was the logic that led to that decision?
Because they needed a reason for him to get mad.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like they, for like actual Star Wars story purposes, I guess they just like knew there was potential for him having like dark side in him, but like you're not helping his
all he has to do is do a fucking Assassin's Creed style trailing mission and just follow the Emperor, and then he's a fucking Jedi Master. He can't even fucking do it.
Yeah, literally.
And why would you have him, like, if you can tell that there's some sort of issue, or like fucking Palpatine is like, whispering into fucking Anakin's ear, why would you have him like, do this mission? It's like such a weird it's like
I didn't realize how weird and dumb the circumstances of like everything are in this movie.
And then they like get around that plot hole by being like, oh, the dark side clouded everyone's vision. Like,
yeah. Anything surrounding the Chancellor or Darth Sidious
is so stupid.
They never have good explanations for, he's just really strong with the dark side. Yeah. That's just like,
but like, why even do like
somehow Palpatine is back. Somehow.
Anytime the Star Wars franchise tries to flesh out Palpatine, it's just so stupid.
They don't know how to explain his powers.
And also, like, I don't understand, like, this is what I was trying to figure out. It's like, why do they think that, like, why are they suspicious of him to begin with? Like, I know why we are suspicious of him, because we know he's the fucking emperor, but like, why are they suspicious of him? They're like, he's still empowered because it's an emergency time and we're at war. Okay, so you just explained it yourself why he's still in power. What, like, why are you like trying to send Anakin to spy on him? Like, it's like really like confusing. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, if you really like really break it down and try to like figure things out, like a lot of stuff starts falling apart. And my God, does the Jedi Order act like fucking idiots? And they're
so dumb.
you can't have kids is so fucking dumb.
Yeah, maybe that's why Anakin's a crybaby bitch. He ain't fucking.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be able to handle that. Shit.
I mean, he was, but like,
he did.
Not supposed to.
Yeah, Jedi. For some reason, Jedi are like rabbi, and love and temptation and passion it's all going to the dark side. It's just all a path. Like, yeah. I mean, I never really understood that about Jedi.
The other thing I think, going back to Palpatine, now that I just thought of it, is like his character is even more dumb when you realize like the way he dies in episode 6 is like this motherfucker's just shooting lightning and he has like unlimited power and he gets killed by a fucking Darth Vader just throwing him out over a bridge. Like, bro, this motherfucker is like just like flying around shooting this electricity and he just gets like just dropped. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah,
dude, I don't want to get too into the sequel trilogy, but it fucking ruined Star Wars completely. Like, Anakin was not the chosen one.
It's like, because like you can make the argument,
it ruined everything.
Because you can make the argument like, oh, he is still the chosen one by the end of Return of the Jedi because he does defeat the Emperor. He is the one who kills the Emperor.
But somehow Palpatine comes back.
They have no idea how to like bring it in like with logic. So they're like, somehow.
Dude, J.J. Abrams lost like 100 points in my book from that. Like, the shitty writing. How you can't spend 10 extra minutes in a 2.5-hour film to like actually explain how he can't, like, go back to Darth Plagueis, you fucking jackass.
They literally had the perfect.
You're an asshole. That was a Andrew level segue.
They had the perfect, literally the perfect excuse. Instead of saying somehow he came back, no, like, he mastered the teachings of Darth Plagueis, except he himself could bring himself back.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. Like, the writing is and shit is like, some of the dialogue is so fucking bad in these prequel films. Like, but like, out of nowhere, the whole Darth Plagueis, like when they're sitting in that opera house, whatever the fuck thing going on, that is the best like written scene in the whole fuck, not only in the prequels, but like in the whole series, because it's like, it doesn't just spell out that he was probably Darth Plagueis' like apprentice, you know, but like it's subtle enough where it's like very ominous and creepy, you know, like he taught his apprentice everything he knew, and then his apprentice killed him in his sleep and shit. It's like that's like that's one of the like that's why it's such a weird like situation with this film, because this film has some like really great scenes, but it also has so much baggage. Like that Darth Plagueis scene is one of the best scenes in the whole series, and it's really well written.
Anakin, have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis?
Oh, and then of course, the sequel trilogy, they ruined that one too. Fucking,
and it's like that's a perfect explanation for how Palpatine came back, and they don't even just say it.
Somehow, when even the characters in the movie don't know, like, can't even like give you any backstory as to why something happened, you know, it's written like a bunch of fuckery.
So just about turn into an episode.
Somehow, hey,
it's about just turn into a Rise of Skywalker review.
JJ, can you explain why Palpatine came back? Somehow.
I don't know. I love it though. I mean, I love the Darth Plagueis scene. It really like I feel like it deepened the lore and like questions in Star Wars in general a lot, but it's not fleshed out in any of the other movies. It's just also, it's like the Metachlorian shit. Like, that also could have been so more fleshed out, and they're just like, nah, fuck that.
Fuck it.
They actually brought the Midichlorians back in Mandalorian, because I remember at one point they're like, yeah, the Grogu has such a high like midichlorian count or some shit.
Yeah, I think they do mention
you know, I want to speak on something that I think is just, you know, I think they fleshed it out really well. I think, you know, it's a really shows Palpatine's power. And, you know, the Olympics are on right now, you know. The Summer Olympics have gymnastics. Palpatine can win the gold medal in gymnastics with this fucking spinning jump, fucking the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, it's treason. It's treason. And then he's like, fucking like the worst scream ever.
Oh,
that's twisting through midair.
Yeah, and fucking
This dude had
Mace
children?
Windu. Yeah, Mace Windu fucking decided, hey, I'm about to go capture a Sith Lord. Let me pick the worst Jedi that I can bring ever. Like,
let me pick just the most
the
dumbass.
three most random fucking looking Jedi fuckers ever. Like not Yoda or Obi-Wan, just like three fucks. Just like
that die in one hit. Like literally, he does a spinning attack. They don't even have the idea of like blocking or doing fucking anything. They're Jedi training. It's like, did he just pick three fuckers off the street and like, hey, here's some lightsabers, bro?
I'm gonna see if this will pick up on my mic.
I heard it a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like the worst. It doesn't sound like a scream. It sounds like a fucking ape or some shit. Just like, dude,
that lightsaber battle could have been a lot cooler than it was too. But yeah,
they have to work around Ian McDiarmid being a fucking geezer.
True, but shit. I mean, like, it's like every time I watch this movie, I'm like, wow, they really used up all of the budget on like the lightsaber battles at the end, because these are just terrible.
But like the lightsaber battles are like definitely a key, like a high point in this movie, because like the Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda Palpatine going at this like concurrently is so fucking good. And like even Yoda and Palpatine's lightsaber battle is really fucking good, but only because Yoda's like small and fucking like quick as fuck. But
it's like
flipping around all over the place.
It's like so many of the cool things in this movie come with some sort of caveat though. Like even in that, like
there's no like nobody wins in the end of the Yoda Palpatine one.
It's like Yoda gave up like that. Like Yoda gave up because he fell.
He's just like fucking like.
Yeah, what's with Jedi all of a sudden dying to fall damage or like giving up their like Jedi can jump like crazy. Even in like the fight in Revenge of the Sith between Obi-Wan and Anakin, they're like jumping like 8 stories and nothing happens to him. But yeah, Yoda falls like 10 feet and he's like, I give up. He's too powerful.
Taking fall damage.
Fucking fall damage. But
it's like he like George Lucas knew like an endpoint that he was getting to, and like now like it's kind of funny because like my previous experience of this film, I thought that he got to that point like in a really like nice way, but like after this watch through, it's like it feels a lot more clunky.
I feel like they could have used like one more movie in the prequels to like flesh out like make the story work better throughout all of them, because there's just so much stuff that just like gets rushed and then they're like, oh, we'll just like explain it in this fucking shitty looking cartoon.
Yeah, the first film, I feel like the first film should have been like some sort of mix between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and then the second film should have been like what the Attack of the Clones show is, or the Clone Wars show is, and then the third film should have been this, you know, because it feels like this movie is doing so much heavy lifting for like the first 2 films to like kind of like clean up.
Dude, when I first showed like Casey the Star Wars films, because I don't think she had watched them all, or like she had just seen parts of them before we started dating and stuff, I literally just gave her a quick summary of 1 and 2, and I'm like, let's start with 3, and then we'll go from there.
Wow, I'm sure them rushing the first 2 and making the third one do the heavy lifting never happened again in any Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, I wonder.
I will say though, that does, I mean, to some extent, makes me respect this film even more, is like how they were able to, for the most part, stick the landing with this one, considering the first 2 were like complete messes, you know, like with 3, like episode 9 was just a shit show. And
I feel like we're shitting on like just Star Wars in general a pretty decent amount, but this is one of the better ones for sure. I mean,
but it's something we have to talk about because it's like mistakes they made that they didn't learn from in the new ones.
Yeah, I love just though, like I love how dark this one is.
Yeah,
and all the lightsaber battles are so much better than any of the other movies by miles and miles. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to the art of lightsaber battling between the prequel timeline and like everything after it, but even in the sequel trilogy, like no one knows how to fight with a lightsaber. Everyone's terrible at it. They go from fucking flipping around and like doing, dude, just why didn't they get some choreography. And
I'll actually defend that point in terms of like, I think it's because like this is like during the like golden quote unquote era of like the Jedi Order, and it's like the Jedi Order is pretty much ceases to exist after this film. So like that's why they're not like knowing how to do these crazy fucking acrobats. It's a lot more like I'm trying to figure out the right word for it, like a little more amateur, because the Jedi Order itself like doesn't exist, you know, after this film. That's like kind of how I interpret it. Like why the lightsaber duels are so much more chaotic, like not chaotic, like insane in these first three films. You know, they're more like they're like a dance.
Yeah, and they're so badass. That's actually like why I love this movie so much. And when I was a kid, obviously, I loved it so much for the action. But even now, I'm like, it's just so badass. Like the lightsaber battle between Yoda and Sidious, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan going on at the same time. It's so dope. It's like the best, like in my opinion, it's like the best 20 minutes in all of Star Wars. But
and Duel of the Fates is playing during the Yoda Sidious one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this might be a hot take, but I think the Anakin Obi-Wan lightsaber duel is better than like the Phantom Menace one.
It for me,
I think so.
Close. Yeah. I think the Phantom Menace one is better than the Yoda, Sidious, or Anakin Obi-Wan fight individually, but the fact that those were going on at the same time and going back and forth so beautifully, it was just chef's kiss for Star Wars. And nothing else, in my opinion, compares to that like 20 minutes of Star Wars. And like even like people talk shit on Hayden Richard or Hayden Hayden Christensen's fucking
oh my god,
talking about someone we went to high school with, Hayden Christensen's acting, but I actually really like his acting like in this last 20 minutes. It's like it's very good, and it's actually like I almost shed a tear when I watched the end of the Revenge of the Sith. Like, and everything from Order 66 on is very good and very emotional, actually. Like, dude, like the look in the kid's eyes when Anakin pulls out his lightsaber, like, even though Obi-Wan seems to have a hard time keeping his chuckles in about it.
I saw security hologram footage of Anakin killing younglings.
Killing younglings. Like literally, dude cannot keep himself from laughing. But that shit is badass and sad as fuck.
I'm actually excited to see how Hayden Richardson is in the Obi-Wan show.
Jesus Christ.
Or Hayden Christensen.
they sound, the names sound the fucking same, dude. They sound exactly the same.
Jesus. I can't believe we've done that twice in like 2 minutes. That's embarrassing.
God damn it, John.
John started the cringe comp of the day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But it's definitely the darkest Star Wars film, and I love it for that. I love it. I love the fact that it does take itself very seriously, because it needed it. Like, I mean, it's the story of how the Empire rose and how Anakin fell to the dark side, and it's very dark.
Yeah. Something I want to kind of touch on is like, just God, like so many of the bad like dialogue moments in this film, though. Like, you know, that's why I'm saying like I'm excited to see how he is in the Obi-Wan show. Hayden Christensen.
All right, there we go. One straight pronunciation.
Yeah,
Hayden Christensen.
Because I think he shows moments of like good acting in this, and you know, I want to see because I don't think the problem with the sequels was like the writing was bad necessarily, or the dialogue, you know. So I'm excited to see how he performs in that. But God, there's so many, like, I mean, just any of the scenes, honestly, with him and Padme have some cringe fucking dialogue in them. Like, or like the fucking, what are you looking at? I am just so in love with you. Or like you are so beautiful. It's because I'm so in love with you. no, it's because I'm so in love with you.
Yeah.
Or like, uh, hold me, Anakin, hold me like you used to on Naboo.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. But
half the movie though is like, I feel like even the dialogue is good between them, especially when they show up to when she shows up to Mustafar. That's actually pretty damn. That's pretty.
I think that dialogue
can we disagree that
too.
George Lucas just doesn't know how to write romance at all?
I mean, like, bro, literally, you're telling me, Anakin,
You're breaking my heart.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah.
Like that is awful.
Okay,
like,
no, her acting, Natalie Portman's acting there is great.
But the dialogue, I'm talking about the dialogue though, is awful. Like they're doing the most they can with shitty dialogue, in my opinion. Like,
you have done that yourself. You turned her against
and it's so
me.
funny, like, and you see the shot of Obi-Wan like standing there, like with his hands on his fucking hips. It's like he's like standing there with his dick out or something.
His arms are crossed, and he's just getting ready. He's getting ready for the impending battle.
You know, the funniest thing is also one of the best scenes in the movie. Honestly, like a beautiful scene, actually, and haunting scene. And the best scene between Anakin and Padme is the scene where there is no dialogue.
I actually do love that too.
That scene, if you know what I'm talking about, it's the scene where she's standing in the apartment and she's looking at the Jedi Temple, and he's standing in the Jedi Temple looking at the apartment, and they're just like looking at each other, kind of almost, and it's like you just hear this like this creepy ass music, and yeah, and like Anakin is just like crying a little, and it's like
that's when that's the moment where Anakin was like dark side.
Yeah, and you know, as much of a bitch as Anakin is, I think you can get behind like why that's what I'm saying. It's like a caveat, like it's like a positive and a negative, because like you can get behind like his reasoning of like, I want to say Padme, but then it's like dude takes it so fucking far, like oh, I'm gonna kill fucking younglings, like dude goes
it
0
went
to
from
100.
0 to 1,000 really quick. Like,
and
he killed how many kids? Probably 100 fucking Jedi younglings.
Yeah, like I feel like that arc is like not fleshed out enough, you know, where like, dude, did you need to, like just have the fucking clone troopers kill the fucking kids, bro? Like you gotta have a scene of him walking in and fucking pulling the lightsaber out on the fucking like 10-year-olds. Fucking kidding me? Like and then but obviously I guess it's to show like how far gone he is, but it's like the lead up into being how he gets to being so far gone is like, it's a very fast ramp up.
Yeah. That's my main complaint with just the entire movie, is that it just feels like there wasn't enough to get him there. And I get it, like the main reason is like that he wants to save Padme, but I don't know. I just feel like they won't make me a master. Combined with that, it's hard to believe that that's enough to make him kill kids, and lots of them. Like going from being like one of the best Jedi to like, I'm gonna kill every Jedi I see, including younglings. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's like my main gripe with the movie. It's just like, is that enough to get him there?
Yeah, and it's just like it's all because like the Jedi are fucking stupid. Like, hey, you just decided to let this dude be like, I mean, I would even agree with him there. Like yeah, I would be pissed if I'm on the Jedi Council and I'm the only one that's not a fucking master, bro. Like, what the fuck?
When you know you're the most powerful too, or like the best.
Yeah,
the best with a lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like did him dirty. Like
they did. And the writers did him dirty too. Anakin just all around was done dirty in these prequel films.
But you know, I guess, you know, going on like how dark the movie is, like, yeah, the scene at the end where he gets his fucking all of his like, you know, body parts cut off and he gets set on fire. Dude, watching that in theaters when I was like 6 or 7 years old, that was fucking traumatizing, bro. Like getting set a lot, like on fire, bro. That's fucking like that's probably like the worst way to go out besides like maybe drowning.
Yeah, that's insane.
And he doesn't die.
But I love the amount of memes that come out of this. I love the amount of memes that have come out of this.
The legacy that this movie has had on the meme community is
I hate you.
It's
yeah.
You can't put a dollar amount. It's priceless.
It is priceless, dude. I have the high ground. Literally, that is something that we probably say on the daily still. And this movie came out in 2005. Playing Fortnite. Oh, I have the high ground, Anakin. Dude, it's so good. I'm really excited to see what they do with the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, I actually think Ewan McGregor did it was probably like the best part of these prequels.
The only complaint I have with him at all in this movie is, I guess, how much of a bitch he does seem like in comparison to Anakin at the beginning, and then how he laughs at Anakin killing younglings.
Trying not to laugh.
Like, they couldn't have done one more take. Couldn't have done one more take on that. Are you kidding me? He's literally covering his mouth like
he's like
kill the younglings. Also, like, he just rubs it in fucking Padme's face when he pretty much like says he's gonna go kill Anakin, and then he like turns around, he's like, he's the father, isn't he? Adios.
Literally, I look up Obi-Wan holds, and the first result on YouTube is Obi-Wan holds back laughter younglings on YouTube.
It's so funny.
My gosh.
Honestly, the Jedi deserved it because they were fucking idiots.
True.
They're laughing at the dead. They're the dark side, bro. They're laughing at kids dying.
There's multiple videos on YouTube, multiple search results for Obi-Wan holding back laughter about the younglings.
Yeah. Oh, and then God, yeah, there's just so many bad dialogue scenes in this fucking movie, bro. Like, it actually like really drags down the experience when you're just like watching it. Oh my God. And I can't forget this. This movie is so obnoxious with the why am I forgetting the name? The transitions, the screen transitions, fades, the cross, wipes, the screen wipes, bro. It's like a PowerPoint presentation going on in this bitch. Like, they're doing like, it's like a windshield wiper screen wipe. It's like a regular screen wipe. It's like a fucking like checkered screen wipe.
And they do like the checkers, the squares.
Yeah. I'm like, holy
like the Ray William Johnson.
You know the thing, the one PowerPoint one where it like zooms out and then it's like a square and it rotates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see that one.
I was looking up fun facts earlier about this movie. The total number of screen wipes in this movie, guess how many there are?
27.
25.
40.
Jesus.
It's because every scene transition is a fucking screen wipe. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I mean, I guess George Lucas like was like, this is my last one. Fucking go hard, go fucking ape shit with the screen wipes.
I don't know. I don't understand.
It's like somebody using iMovie for the first time. They don't know how to change the transitions, so it's just like.
Also, a slight, like a pretty big complaint actually that like I had noticed for the like this watch through. I noticed it the most. The whole freaking Palpatine twist is so like drawn out, dude. It is so drawn out because in the previous movies you're like 99% sure he's Darth Sidious. In the previous films, even at the end of freaking and I don't know
one you like know that it's him.
Like, dude, and the Jedi are dumb as fuck for not like realizing it sooner. Even Anakin, when Palpatine's talking to him about Darth Plagueis, like, you don't think Anakin would be like, what? Like, you're talking about the dark side? Like,
yeah, how do you know this?
Yeah.
How do you know this niche fucking story?
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever heard about Darth Plagueis the Wise? But I don't know. I just thought that whole thing was like way too. They could have done it better. If they were really going to try and make it a twist in the prequel trilogy, they could have done it a lot better. And I don't know if it was obvious just because of like us growing up watching Star Wars. I don't know. Like maybe when people first saw it, it was less obvious and way cooler. But
Also, another iconic thing in this movie: execute Order 66.
Execute Order 66.
Yeah, that's a fantastic scene.
Actually, any of the dialogue, in my opinion, with Palpatine is like amazing. I think he does a really good job.
I don't know if it's amazing, but I'll say it's fucking
the way the delivery. The delivery.
Dude. Like when like it was so cringy when he starts like shocking fucking Mace Windu and he's like unlimited power.
So dude, the delivery.
Cringe, so cringe.
The delivery though, the delivery is great.
But the one nice thing about this movie is the visuals. I think the visuals in this movie, like all the wide shots, especially like the one that I thought of it because of the Order 66, but like this overhead shot of Anakin walking in with all the clone troopers into the Jedi Temple at night is like such a badass fucking scene, and it's shot like so perfectly.
The Mustafar scene where they lock hands or whatever, like they push.
And then the volcano flies, or the lava flies over them. That's like an iconic shot.
That's like my favorite shot in all of Star Wars, I think. Like just that moment is so badass.
Yeah. I just love the soundtrack of this movie too. This movie might have my favorite soundtrack out of all the Star Wars films.
It's really good.
Like
they take the best of like the previous films too. The fact that why am I blanking on the name? Yeah, Duel of the Fates made it in it too.
Yeah,
I love
also, that. It was really, John, how you were mentioning, like at the very beginning, like it was also really cool to finally see him become Darth Vader. And there's like a really cool moment, like right before the helmet gets put on, where like you see his like eyes widening. It's like he's almost like kind of like scared, like with the mask like going onto his face. And I thought it was kind of a cool back and forth, like in terms of editing between like you see him like kind of Darth Vader essentially being born, on that table. And it's cutting between like the children being born. I thought that was kind of like a cool like duality to it. But then also there's always a fucking caveat with this fucking film. Why is she dying? She has lost the will to live.
Yeah.
The like robot fucker delivering the babies. It's like she has lost the will to live.
She has simply lost the will to live.
And then the other scene that gets completely
her kids aren't enough to keep her alive.
Literally. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like he knew there's an endpoint, and the way he got to it was like a little sloppy. Actually, it was pretty sloppy.
It was extremely sloppy.
Yeah, and also got another thing that ruins the Darth Vader scene. No,
she was alive, and I felt it. No, I actually do. I don't like the no necessarily. It is a meme, but like just showing that he's still as powerful as he is with all of his limbs chopped off. Yeah. Like when he like
crushes everything.
Literally crushes everything in the room, and even Darth Sidious is like, "Holy shit! Like, calm down. In your anger, you killed her. No, she was alive, and I found it."
Sounded like Bane, not fucking Vader.
No, that's what he sounds. I think that's what he sounds like, but I sound way different on recording than I think I sound.
I was alive and I felt it. That's what
she was alive and I felt it.
She was alive and I felt it.
She was alive and I felt
it. The one thing I think is weird though is like, in New Hope. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I feel like Arsenal took off his glasses. This is gonna be something.
No, sorry, I'm just doing a little wipe. In New Hope, I feel like they kind of like established that this is the last time that Obi-Wan and Anakin see each other until New Hope. But like from what I'm gathering, they're gonna have scenes together in the Obi-Wan show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are they like just retconning New Hope or some shit? Like,
well, they've retconned enough shit. They might as well just fuck it. Why not?
Retconning, the idea of retconning is like the funniest shit ever to me, because it's just like active acknowledgement that you like fuck something up and you're trying to like just
damage control. Yeah. Let's just make a new $30 million TV show, Damage Control. Let's just explain it in a different way.
Yeah,
I am super excited though to hopefully. I mean, I've seen rumors that like Darth Vader is going to be a badass, like the Rogue One shit. Like we're going to be able to see him in action like that again.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be really cool. Because really the only badass shit that we've seen from Darth Vader was like the most badass was from like video games and Rogue One.
Bro, when he kicks fucking when he beats the living shit out of Luke in episode 5, that's badass.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it's really just like, it's like, I mean, it's not like, obviously Revenge of the Sith level choreography, but I hope that they have that in the Obi-Wan show because I love it. That's like my favorite part of this entire movie is the lightsaber battles. And I guess I held that a lot higher in my mind when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I mean, like
now I'm like, it's not enough.
But there are like iconic scenes of the series, you know, like some very important moments for the whole story of Star Wars that happened in this episode particularly.
Yeah, I mean, Anakin finally becoming Darth Vader and why he looks as deformed as he does, and Darth Sidious finally, you know, making his grand entrance. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit in this. It's just the delivery, really. Delivery, dialogue, the visuals are amazing.
Which is an issue with like all the prequels.
Yeah. Like, how did George Lucas do so well with like Empire Strikes Back is so fucking good, and then he just backpedals from there, like, and just makes meh. From there. It's all just meh after that. Like, Empire Strikes Back is one of the better movies ever, I think.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest films ever made. Like,
and just like, and then Anakin the crybaby bitch.
Wham, wham, wham.
Wham, wham, wham.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of like, you know, talking about like how this all fits in. Like, I really think that original trilogy does so much heavy lifting for like the reputation of Star Wars. Specifically, like, yeah, like Empire Strikes Back and shit like that. It's like, you know, this movie made me realize, yeah, this is probably one of the better Star Wars movies. But even like, you know, not even you just using the prequels as a comparison point, you know, most of the Star Wars movies are just not that good. Like, that's what kind of I made me realize is like, this is like, I feel like Star Wars is like such a, like, has so much wasted potential for an IP. Like, yeah, this is one of the better Star Wars movies, but like, honestly, most of them are not good movies. Like, but there's, when a Star Wars movie is coming out, it's more like, with their track record, it's more likely that it's going to be a not good movie than a good movie, you know? Yeah. Like, which is really depressing for when you think about it, for like such a beloved IP, because they're hot, you know, like, we've only really got it those, you know, there's a movie in this franchise that is one of the greatest films of all time, probably once, definitely once, maybe twice. And then you have like 12 other movies that range very highly in quality.
Yeah, it's just, I can't think of another movie series or like franchise that has this much range and quality. I mean, there's nothing, I don't know if there's another movie franchise that I can think of, at least off the top of my head, that has so many movies. Maybe Star Trek. I don't know. I don't keep up with Star Trek, but yeah, it's just like there's 4 out of 10s in Star Wars. Like,
and 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It's just disgusting that it ranges so much. But this is one of the better ones for sure. Even though we've shit on it quite a bit, and shit on Star Wars quite a bit in general. I don't know. Disney ruined Star Wars. That's the main.
In conclusion,
even the prequels, like, dude,
they all have that style that's just missing from the sequel trilogy. There's like a certain George Lucas style that's just missing. It makes them feel like just like another like fucking
generic. It's like a series that's trying to copy Star Wars rather than it is Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they needed more screen wipes.
Yeah, more screen wipes. I don't know, but I know a lot of people don't like that after this movie. Everybody knows Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas for $4 billion. And just to kind of hark on a previous topic of this episode, Kanye actually put out a huge rant about Disney and Star Wars and Marvel. So
just now?
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago.
What?
Oh, whoa! He just posted a photo of Venom and Carnage. What the hell?
Yeah.
Holy shit, he posted a photo. He's Venom and Pete Davidson is Carnage.
What the fuck? Oh, it all comes full circle.
Oh, I'm gonna
Literally,
Drake's in the background.
Wait, really? Oh yeah, what the hell? Why
Bro, he must be listening to our live. He must be listening to us live right now.
This ain't about Skeet, people. It's about selling y'all a narrative. Skeet just playing his part in Frozen 3, accepting it's not in the theater this time. It's on Daily Mail. Tell Bob and the entire Disney staff you wasted your money on Star Wars and Marvel, because even though it makes money, you will never control the high schools. No one ever heard a Machine Gun Kelly song, Bob.
No one ever heard a Machine Gun Kelly song.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wait, is Frozen 3 is not real, is it? Why the fuck is he talking about Frozen 3 is out on Daily Mail? Well, Daily Mail is a fucking news website.
I don't know. Kanye is losing his marbles.
Okay, so anyways.
Pete, okay, never mind. Okay.
Anyways, back to this movie. Let's give it our final rating.
Final thoughts.
So we can get out of here and talk about Kanye. Just kidding. But not really. So anyways, John, I'll let you take the reins here, and you can give it.
I think John's gonna have the high score here.
Yeah, I think you'll have the highest score. So you go first.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the fact that I've seen it so much, or that I've grown up. I don't know. But when I first, watched Revenge of the Sith, I thought it was like the best shit that I've seen. And I do think that I held the lightsaber battles a little bit higher in my mind and kind of let that like inflate my view of the movie. But when it really comes down to it, the plot is fine. I think the ending is really good, and like, it got to the ending. It did what it wanted to. But just the way that it goes about getting there and the stakes and everything, the stakes are high, but like just the way that it gets to the end is very mind numbing and very just like, I don't know. It's just convenient, I guess. Like I think George Lucas could have definitely put a little bit more thought into the story in general. I think the Palpatine twist could have been a lot more interesting and a little bit less obvious. I think that there could have been, even better battles in the beginning. Like the Mace Windu shit was very underwhelming considering how he was in Attack of the Clones. Like he was a major badass. There's just a lot of stuff that like seems very un-Star Wars like in this movie. And like Yoda fucking giving up to fall damage and Mace Windu dying, just being thrown out a window. There's a lot to love about this movie. I think the visuals are amazing and the soundtrack is amazing. The lightsaber battles at the end and the choreography there is just bar none. Best in Star Wars. I don't think we'll ever get lightsaber battles that great, which is sad because I love lightsaber battles. But like even like the General Grievous stuff was just not fleshed out enough. There's so many wasted opportunities, not only in this movie, but like just the prequel trilogy in general. I do think it has like one of the best opening scenes in Star Wars, but there's just a lot of stuff in the middle that's just meh. The dialogue is okay, but I do really like this movie. I do think it's one of the best Star Wars movies still. Top 3 for me easily. But that's not saying much because there's a lot of stinky Star Wars movies. I think at the end of the day, it is, like I said, one of the better ones. I think it really brings itself together in like the last hour, but like between the opening like 20 minutes and the last hour, it's a lot of cringe in my opinion. And there's cringe sprinkled throughout in the last like hour still, but
cringe comp.
Exactly. But if I were to give it a rating out of 10, I think it would probably be still an 8.5 for me. I do think it's great. And, there might be a little bit of Star Wars inflation to my score.
Yeah, you gave fucking Phantom Menace a 7.5.
Thanks, Biden.
I still have a very special place in my heart for Phantom Menace. And I'd be cheating this movie to give it, I think, less than an 8.5. But it's one of the better Star Wars movies, but it also it does have a lot of issues. It does, but I still love it. 8.5. What about you, Andrew?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. So I mean, this is I mean, undoubtedly, it's the best of the prequels. It's probably like my third favorite movie because I think 5 and 4 are no 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are better. I like this one more than 4 though. I mean, maybe it's because of like the nostalgia of me being a little kid and like watching this movie for the first time through fucking Lego Star Wars. But I mean, I like this movie. It also is like a movie that got me interested in like the lore of like what happened. I mean, now they have Rogue One out, so you have like kind of a puzzle piece connecting 3 and 4. But like all the stuff, like I'm so interested in all the stuff that is like all the like stuff that's canon that like happens between 3 and 4. That's really interesting to me, and I think watching this movie again made me interested in it again. But like we went over, like it suffers from like the fucking screen wipes, the shitty dialogue. The actors are just kind of like most of the actors are pretty just like meh in the movie. Also like the Jedi storyline, they're like gassed up like throughout all of Star Wars to be like these fucking like wizards, and they, like you said, Ursula, they're just complete dipshits in this fucking movie for like no reason at all. Like they just miss every obvious thing, and like just it's like don't gas up these people to be like these like genius wizard motherfuckers and then just like write them to be complete idiots for like an entire movie out of your, at the time, 6-movie franchise. Like it just seems like goofy in a lot of the writing. Like there's a lot of plot holes, and like we said earlier, there's a lot of conclusions that the movie gets to that like it just feels rushed and not fleshed out. They're just like, oh, like she just died because she lost the will to live, even though she just gave birth to 2 kids. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still good. It's a very good. I wouldn't say it's like great. It is still my top 3, just like mostly just off of like Order 66 and on is like probably the best part of the movie. So I mean that it kind of redeems itself down that stretch. But I think in the end, I would probably I said it wasn't a spoiler, but yeah, I'm giving this movie an 8. Which is like the fact that like Star Wars is such a huge franchise, and like my 3rd favorite movie I'd give a fucking 8 is like just like shows the wasted potential that the IP has in general. But yeah, I'd give it an 8. What about you, Ursula?
Yeah, just kind of really going off of what you said, Andrew. I think this movie has a lot of great scenes and a lot of like emotional moments and pivotal moments in the whole franchise. There's some great moments with like with Anakin and Padme staring at each other through the city, Darth Plagueis, the lightsaber battles, just the dark nature of the whole story. There's a lot to really, really love about this film, but everything comes with an asterisk of like the shitty dialogue, the way things kind of reach certain points, how characters react and act to certain things, and it makes it a lot more messy of an experience than I originally remember it being. And yeah, like the problems do carry over from the prequels with like that shit, just not good dialogue and like things like that, and it's like that's what's stopping me from like when I give something like an 8, like that's like great to me. 9 is like amazing, and like I can't with a straight face say like this is a great movie, because it's not. And And if it wasn't for like how important this movie is to the Star Wars lore, this might honestly have gone down to like in the 6 range for me. Because this movie on a technical level is, I mean, just as a movie is kind of badly made in a lot of regards. And from there, like, just like looking at this objectively, like, the highest I can really go for this film at this point is a 7.5. And I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think there's a lot to love about this movie. The fights, like the lightsaber fights, the dark nature, all the important moments to the Star Wars lore that happen in this film. But it just bogged down by like every good thing that something comes with an asterisk with it for me. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5, which is disappointing because honestly, when I watched this film, before I watched this most recent time, I was walking into it thinking it was going to be like a 9 or a 9.5. And as the movie just kept going on, I was just like, yeah, this is not hitting, as strong as it used to. So 7.5 for me. I was honestly thinking I was jumping between a 7 and a 7.5, but I think at the end of the day, it does stick the landing for the prequel trilogy. And, I think the fact that it does have a cohesive vision, at least, compared to something like the sequel trilogy, that does give it that few extra points up to a 7.5. So yeah, 7.5. That brings our average to an 8.0.
8. Wow.
It was like for reference, we gave
earlier.
Yeah, wow.
8 is great.
Just for reference, we gave Attack of the Clones a 4.2, and we gave Phantom Menace a 6. So it's definitely an improvement over the first two.
Pretty in line.
Major improvement.
All right, yeah.
And that's actually exactly what the Rotten Tomatoes score is 80%. Funny enough.
Wow, look at us.
Well, that is the official ControllerCast review of Star Wars Episode 3. Next week we will be back with, I believe, the Uncharted trilogy. Or wait, no, all 4 of the games, right?
We'll figure it out.
It'll be something dealing with Uncharted.
We'll be
might even be the movie. Who knows?
Maybe
yeah,
it may
yeah.
be. It might be the movie. And maybe after the movie's done, we'll figure out the path Magellan always wanted to take because
sail around the globe.
He just wanted to go around the globe.
Listen, man, it doesn't
a prequel that's based on the last game.
Yeah, a prequel that's based on this, like the very last fucking game of the series.
Yeah, it's time for us to bring our averages down. Damn it.
Yeah, we got to bring our average score down. Indeed, get some stinkers back.
All right,
I mean, this
so
was
next
kind
week, get in your Indiana Jones love, your Uncharted love, your adventurous caps on, because next week it'll be something dealing with Uncharted. So this is Andrew signing off.
Signing off. Thanks for listening, guys.